The government in 2020, all of those programs to put money into the economy,
Yes.
the helicopter money, are being debated now. Were they too roughshod? Were they too fast? Were there not enough rules? PPP came. You remember PPP?
Very well.
Administered by the banks. So you could just call your bank, and if you qualified, which most small businesses did, and small businesses are defined by 5 to 500 people. That's one measure of them. And they represent 62% of our economy. They are the essence of the American economy. And so it was a good reason to try and save them. And they announced another program, and I didn't even know about this. I learned about it through this mandate we're doing in North Dakota when Treasury funded these North Dakota Venture Fund. They also funded something else called the Employment Retention Credit. It's based off your W-2. So if you had employees in 2020 and 2021, you can get up to $26,000 cash per employee, not as a loan, as a one-time grant, but not like PPP, because PPP was administered by the banks, which you have a bank account if you're a business. You need to apply through a very arduous, difficult process for this. The program itself is 170 pages long. So nobody applied because when they originally brought it out, they said pick PPP or the Employment Retention Credit, so-called ERC, but you only get one. So everybody went PPP. The pandemic gets worse. It's now 2021. It's a total collapse. Every business is shutting down. They changed the law to say both. You can apply for both. So if you're a business, the government spent billions of dollars back in 2020 or 2021. It's sitting there. It's already gone, already spent. Program's already done. In fact, the program's going to end in 25 months. And they're waiting for you to pick up the cash. Your cash. It's yours. It's like you left your car in a parking lot. You got to go pick it up now. And nobody's ever heard of this program. So I got approached to be a paid spokesperson for this and said, why can't you get the word out to America? And I said, first of all, I don't believe it. I would know about this. If anybody would know about this program with all the companies I have, I would know about this. And they said, you don't know about it. You've never heard of it. I even talked to governors I'm working with. They'd never heard of it. Nobody's heard of it. You've never heard of it.
No.
Son of a gun, it's real. It's there. And so the first thing I did is I called all my CEOs and said, have you ever heard of this? None of them had. I said, I want everybody on board. I want this application in there because now we're paying up to 30% usury loans because rates have gone up so high with small businesses. And I realized we needed some real horsepower to process this stuff by the hundreds of applications. I am on a mission to get to every company in America to learn about this program before it ends in 25 months. If you're a small business, you know how tough factoring is now. You know how hard it is to get money for equity. This isn't a loan. It's a grant for your business. You got it back in 2020, 2021. Go get it. Go get it. I'm your advocate. Go get it. Imagine if you have 50 employees, that's $500,000. You got 100 employees, that's $1.1 million cash. Now you've never heard of that. Money's already spent, already gone. Government already granted it.
So it has no effect on the federal budget if you take the money?
No, you can't. It's done. It's over. And if you don't apply in the next 25 months, you'll never get it.
So, first off, who's Bottom Line Concepts? Well, they've been around since 2009. We're talking 14, almost 15 years that they've been in business, and they've been working with clientele of hundreds of Fortune 500 and Fortune 1000 businesses as their clientele for that decade. Way before ERC even became a thing, but they were helping these big companies navigate around government regulations, helping them doing cost savings and money recovering. And so because they had the ear to the ground on all that was going on in that regulatory environment, they were one of the first companies to really recognize the changes that came about in ERC in 2021 and really start focusing on doing that. And as a result of that, they're now the #1 processor that's out there, having done over 50,000 ERC clients and getting refunds for them to the tune of over $7 billion in refunds, So we absolutely made the best choice out there because this is a company with enormous credibility and tremendous infrastructure that they've already put together with all what you want in a company to assist you on ERC with the tax accountants and the tax attorneys and the forensic accountants and ex-IRS agents. What does all this mean for a business? Well, it means that they got the best partner to assist them to navigate through what Kevin said was a very arduous process, and this is definitely the right company to do it. But what it means from them financially, as Kevin said, it's up to $26,000 per employee if they're filing for both 2020 and 2021, and the numbers are affected whether or not they did PPP. Let's say whether they did 1 or 2 rounds or PPP, maybe the average is going to be about $10,000 per employee. But like Kevin said, this isn't a loan, and it's really not even technically a grant. It's a refund on their payroll-related expenses that they had keeping their businesses open in 2020 and 2021, navigating very, very tough waters. And the government wanted to reinforce their ability, that they stuck in there, and they kept their employees around, being able to refund that amount of money based on this program called the Employee Retention Credit.